You can't do. How are you gonna do that? Are you serious? Is this the is
We're
this Melee on
exposed.
me now? Is this the world that I live in? Man, Revenge of the Producer. New name for the show. What is up with it? Welcome to Melee at Omi Season 5, Episode 6, entitled SSBM Rank 2014, which is coincidentally what we talked about last week. I am joined today by Tafakins, Huga, and the famous Juggle Guy.
Sorry, what's my name?
Fellows. I don't know.
Dr. Z? Is it
It's
Dr.
like
Z
Huga,
now?
it's Dr. Z, it's Huga Lisk, it's like 7 different things, dude.
I really like Dr. Z. I think you should
I'm
permanently
making
make it
attempts to.
It is at don't have a Twitter.
Yeah.
at SJ Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the default now for like if you
I really like that as the default for if you don't have Twitter. It's just so funny.
So I am feeling very sick. I'm going to try to talk as little as possible. Therefore, someone tell me how your past 2 weeks have been.
I'm exhausted.
Wow.
Same.
Jesus.
Next.
I'm living.
First,
I'm
the
normal.
producer turns on me. All right. Whatever.
We're good. We're all good.
We're going to go
balling hard.
right into the topic of today's show. We're going to pick up where we left off. We revealed number 60 on SSBM Rank to you. Why don't we take a step back and talk about what SSBM Rank is and why Tavakins is a special individual. Tavo, tell me the story.
So,
As you know what, Juggle Guy, why don't you tell me the story of Super Smash Bros. Melee global rankings and how they came and went over the years.
There was a national power ranking a long time ago. I think it was 2006.
Yes.
And
I
you know,
was
power
I was a
rankings-
panelist on that.
Yeah, you know, people like Sheridan, you know, who are from
It was Chillin' and Hugs that started it.
From the early ages.
the Smash dinosaurs, let's say. They did power rankings back in '06, and I mean it was a huge hit. I remember being like a casual back then and paying attention to it, which says a lot. So I think last year we kind of brought back that concept, national power rankings.
That's
with
right.
the SSBM rank. Mr. Daniel Lee, aka Tafo, did the heavy lifting and provided some amazing content. Counted down the top 100 players in the world,
That's right.
assuming activity. And dude, the amount of salt generated was so great that Daniel was like, next year it's happening again, twice as much salt, SSBM Rank 2014, and that brings us to today.
That is absolutely right. Thanks, Juggle Guy. That was off the cuff. So Tavakins, what was the methodology here? How did you come up with these numbers? Is this just you made this all up?
yes, because that's what social media claims, despite having it right on the very top of every page, the exact process of what I did. No,
Nobody reads that though.
Yeah, who reads that?
Nobody will read that. We can always hope, but no one will ever read it.
so I arbitrarily created these numbers like 9.642.
Perfect.
Nice.
But
Truth comes
so
out.
Yeah.
so that's the Tafo drink. But in all seriousness, I followed the ESPN.com model of what they did for basketball. So I found about 30 people who are fairly knowledgeable about the scene to rate each player from a scale of 1 to 10. And then I averaged it, but to kind of normalize it, I took the worst score and the best score out. And then the averages are what you get, and that's the final score you get.
And what
That is
about
the most amazing
allegations?
thing that I've ever heard.
What about allegations of bias from various regions? How did you deal with this? Because this was a recurring criticism of the 2013 rankings.
So last year, like this project wasn't as legit because it was a proof of concept last year. So a lot of the people on the East Coast didn't believe in this project, or they didn't know really what it was, so they didn't take it seriously. Whereas if I ask people on the West Coast, I know a lot of West Coast players and figureheads who are willing to do it just because we're friends. First of all, West Coast is just naturally better. I'm sorry, like so it just so happens that if they get higher rankings, then like you can't have like equal representation when one region's strictly better. You can't have a person from like I don't know like Oregon or Alaska be on it just for the sake of saying we have Alaska on this panel.
That'll be a deal breaker.
Yeah. I did my best. This year was similar. Like I tried reaching out to a bunch of East Coast players. I tried reaching up to Midwest, South, Europe. This year the participation rate was not that good outside of region once again, and so I had to really like beg people to do it. If you saw me on Facebook, I would like, and you looked at chat logs, I would like be like, hey, can you do the rank today? Hey, it's been like a week, can you do it? But I try to get as much people as possible from the regions that felt like they got snubbed last year.
That's so weird that people. I would think that if you're asked to fill out a ballot, like for me personally, I sat down like the first day. I was like, "Yo, let's get this spreadsheet going. I'm ranking everybody, rating everybody." It was a fun exercise, but we're saying
that's just the way you are, Rob.
Yeah,
I feel like you
guess
never use yourself as a basis or model for anybody else's behavior in the world.
I just anything with an Excel spreadsheet or Google Doc, I'm on that. But I guess the revelation here is that there's a lot of outer region laziness. So some of it, like it's not intended to be biased, but it might be heavily biased towards like American voters, for instance. And I don't think that's Daniel's fault at all.
Yeah, and then like the other thing is like the people who are like the loudest complainers are the ones that like I tended to ask but didn't do it, and so that's like what's like the most like funny thing about it.
They should I'm gonna tell one story and we're gonna go right into the top 100. I remember in my Melee versus Brawl thread back in 2008 or whatever.
I remember that thread.
Jordan does not like
Yes.
it, but whatever. If somebody insisted on being a moron, I literally had a wall of shame at the bottom, and I would put their username at the bottom. So I feel like there should be some, where it's like if you complained about Smash Rank and were asked to participate and didn't, you were on the wall of shame. You suck.
I do like it.
I love that
That was
idea.
maybe one of the only good things about that thread. And I remember it was like, in my mind, I was like, nobody's going to care because like these people are trolling anyway, right? They won't care if their name's on the stupid person list. But I remember people hated being on that list. I had to create an appeal system for that list.
I would love to recruit a couple people to, look through all the threads, compile like a best of reaction to the rankings, whether it's like accusing Daniel of being a West Coast like super biased person or just being salty out of their minds about some ranking. That'd be amazing.
I think the funniest one, shots fired to him, I have no shame, is like there's a certain someone in a 30 to 40 range that was like, I deserve to be top 30, but
you said shots fired, but then you didn't say his name.
Yeah.
DJ Nintendo. Like, he did not give any evidence, and so I actually investigated this. I was like,
what am I looking at, Joe Guy?
Oh.
We'll talk about it in a sec.
Dude, this is so sick.
Daniel, go on. DJ Nintendo, salt.
So I go like, maybe DJ Nintendo did have a great year. And so I go investigate. I'm like, wow, he got first at this. And then I look at who he's beating, and I'm just like, he hasn't beaten anyone in the top 30, like, in this entire year, except for maybe the Moon, who he plays with all the time. And so it's like really funny to like see people who like want to like say, I'm so much better than this. And then when you look at the hard data, like they didn't do much to justify anything. Like, at least with a lot of other people, you could kind of argue your way. It's like, oh, they beat a handful of people and they probably got snubbed. But certain people, like, you have no argument. Anyway.
Yeah,
that's
and then probably my biggest pet peeve, one of the biggest ones, is, like, people who look at the placings. They say, this guy placed, 13th, 17th. So why isn't he 13th on the SSBM rank? And I'm just like, wait a minute. First of all, like, if somebody places 49th, that means they got a top 64 at the tournament. That doesn't mean they're the 49th best player there.
Right.
And also, the 49th best player there is nowhere near the 49th best player in the world.
Right.
So, like, those two things combined, I think Bobby had a really good quote at Big House. It was, like, if you get top 8 at this tournament, you have a claim to top 15, like, in the world. I think that was pretty accurate, and you got to look at each tournament's, like, composition of players there and make that judgment for yourself. So, that was my number one thing that I noticed that, like, kind of pissed me off.
Anyway, last time on the show, we revealed before anyone knew that number 60 was XL0 Peach Main from France. Right after him,
No.
Peach, well, from not from America.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
I don't know where France came from. I just straight made that up. Right next to him is another Peach player who was famously blown up by S2J as the most overrated player on the list last year. Number 59, Vans. Vans has been playing the game for hella long. He attended nothing but Big House, it seems. But
I want to bring up
Vans has been good for a long time.
S2J's quote about Vans last year. It's too good to ignore.
It actually is. It's like one of the best things that's ever been written on paper.
It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen written. Which player is the most overrated? This is the prompt. Johnny S2J Kim replies, Vans is easily the most overrated player on this list. I have no idea why people are popping off about Fiction and MacD's placing when Vans has done nothing since he moved to shithole Ohio. I only remember him getting third place at Big House 1, getting owned by me back when I sucked. He has literally done nothing since then for a clean 3 years. That's a complete joke compared to Fiction. I quote from Mr. S2J, Johnny Kim. And as a result, the voters responded, and he dropped. How far did he drop here? He dropped a lot.
That's 23 places.
Ouch.
Wow. Anyway. So that's Vans. Oh my God. Is this... Wait. Hang on. You guys keep talking.
Let's just run through all the players, like,
Okay.
fast. We have so many players to cover, so...
I think this next player might have made the largest jump out of anybody.
No, he didn't.
Are you sure? Well, okay, unless you're counting people who weren't on the last one.
Well, like,
I mean, who were good players and known.
Probably jumped higher.
I mean, Amsa would obviously, since he wasn't on the last one, right?
42 spot. No, Amsa was on the last one. I think he was 70.
Was he?
And he jumped to 20s this time. Which would be about 50.
Okay.
So I think he's going to beat Ken in the plus, the jump aspect. Don't have those memorized, though. But, yeah, no, Ken had a pretty good year just on the token of beating some pretty good, like, B-tier SoCal players, even a couple wins on the A-tier players, right?
Yeah.
yeah, he did.
And what does he have a win on West? I know he has a win on Fly. I'm not sure about West Balls, and then I think MacD and Hugs are also
Lucky.
among the victories.
Wow.
He actually beat Lucky straight up.
Yeah, he did.
That is really impressive.
We were really sad about that. The West thing was that it was that back-to-back weekend where they had like a midnight tournament, so West was up like 35 hours straight.
Oh. Okay.
So
Yeah.
it with a grain of salt, but I think that's a pretty legit John.
Yeah. So do we? I mean, anyway, Ken had a good year. Moving on.
Yeah, we got to go quickly through all these if we want to get to the other topics.
Ken sucks.
Okami.
Okami BW, play chic. Congratulations on moving up in the rankings. Next is Swedish Delight. A chic main.
Also play Sheik. Both these players, what they have in common is they bopped Scar in the last couple years.
Yeah, dude, I've never been more angry, I swear, in my life than when I lost to Okami at Kings of Cali 3 or 4 or whatever.
Damn.
I have never been more angry in my life.
And okay, well, this next this next person should probably bring up better memories. Dark, right? Who you
Oh,
got?
Genesis Trophy! Sup with it?
Dark. Back in the day, some people are never gonna believe this. Scar and Dark get second Melee National in teams.
The largest tournament.
Clearly I held it down for the team because I ended up getting 5th in singles, and I don't remember what place he got in singles.
Sixth.
5th in a double elimination bracket.
No, yeah, they're 6th.
5th in the double elimination bracket of Genesis. Anyway, Dark, I miss you, man. What a good-looking gentleman.
Yeah, where has he been at Nationals? Like, I guess this is kind of we still know he's good kind of ranking, so I don't have a problem with that too much.
I still don't know, like, between him and Soft, you know, if you look at if they played consistently, you know, who would actually really come out on top, just like on average between the
case of like Dark has so little data recently. Soft has the most data,
tremendous amount of data,
and good wins, but also bad losses, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same. Who's next?
Some dude who sucks with Marth who got whooped by 2013. Like, actually, this is the freest Marth I've ever played.
So, ID beat Hacks back in the day when Hacks was playing Falcon.
Yeah,
so
get on my level, Hacks.
I don't know. I don't know what to make of it, but he had a good year.
Yeah, IB is super cool. Follow him on Twitter at IB Theone.
The one.
The one. I hope you were joking. Moving on.
Next, please tell me that, like, what is this person's relationship with Lamb Chops?
I don't know. Brother?
Presumably protege.
Yeah, I think protege.
Just straight up protege. No.
I guess. I don't know.
All right, I have
not heard of him
topic of conversation. Congratulations, Port Chalk, number 53 from not on the list last year. I have a topic of conversation. My thought on him versus Amsa is that Amsa did not play well, and I don't think that that's like a. Congratulations to Port Chalk for taking a set off of Amsa. That's awesome. In my belief, it had more to do with Amsa than it did Port Chalk. Did you guys watch that? And like, does anybody want to argue against me?
I watched it. I think maybe a combination of Amsa's, raised expectations, maybe getting the better of him, like pressure-wise, and Pork Chop's playing pretty well. I don't know.
Okay. Moving on. Who is this? Didn't he not make the list? Next,
it's a cat.
Dark Atma. Dark Atma's hella good. Did he actually go down? Like, did he go down in skill? Was he better last year?
His results were definitely better last year. I think he had a really sick streak of making top 32 at every national he attended, including like Genesis 2, which was like ridiculous level national. And then Apex, that streak ended. Or no, sorry. Evo, that streak ended. And then Big House, apparently he got trunched by the Canadian Nun in losers bracket.
Oh, the Falcon?
Yeah, the Falcon. So we'll see if he bounces back and starts a new streak of, top 32 finishes at nationals.
I hear that guy is kind of the hidden boss.
Yep, the Nun is a hidden boss. He was from Central America. I can't remember which country. And apparently they had a nice little scene there, and he developed a lot of skill. And he moved to Toronto recently, and now he's taken games off. I think he's taken sets off like Raynex and Weonex. So that's pretty impressive.
Very nice.
Cool. He moved to Canada, Binion?
No, None.
None. Falcon.
N-O and N0NE.
Yeah.
I think he's a guy to look out for in 2015. None.
Sure.
Anyway, speaking of Canada, literally the worst skill to ability to beat a Captain Falcon player ratio in the history of Super Smash Bros. Melee. Raynex. Raynex is the worst. I've never seen somebody who does not understand how to beat Captain Falcon as Fox.
Okay, I'm sure I've brought this up before, but Raynex looks exactly like Bubbles from The Wire.
I think he looks a little like him.
I think he looks a lot like him.
I think you're mostly just being a horrible person. Congrats, Raynex, number 51 in the world. That must feel good, especially after not being on the list last year.
All right, who's number 50?
I don't know.
Zoso is number 50.
Oh my God, Zoso, you broke top 50? Zoso, a man who is so talented and so skilled, but cannot make it happen in tournament to save his life.
Also,
thankfully, he's been doing extremely well in New England.
Yeah, apparently cannot attend a national in 2014 either. No placings across the board.
I'm definitely looking out for the highest ranked person who made none of those tournaments. So far, it's Zoso.
He might be it. I think he is, actually. No, we on X later. Okay.
Rip we on. Yep, Zoso, definitely the man. If you've never met him, hopefully you do someday. Next up, another Northeast. Whoa! Coming up is just the big three of New England.
Dude, all of this 50 to 41 range is super old school. Like every single person has been around.
Oh my God! Oh my God! What is this list?
Yes, everybody defaulted their old school players to this section of the rankings.
Huh. I guess so. All right, so Swift Base, who is now Swift, placed 49. Amazing jump since last year. He's always been really good. He's always been really good.
Yeah, no, he's very, very good.
Yeah, beating Shroomed is a super big win. I think even bigger than Westball. Shroomed is really hard to upset.
Oh, about Swift now. Yeah, no, he beat Westballs too at Evo.
I think that Westballs is easier to beat than Dwan.
Oh, really?
Well, when you're talking about
the variance of these players, right? Yeah. I feel like Dwan's very low variance and high skill.
Yeah,
super hard to beat. And you don't.
Day one Westballs is like any other Falco sometimes. That's I feel like I've seen a lot of pools losses, like first round bracket pool losses from Westballs. Yeah.
Dude, when you play West and losers, he turns into the most campy player you'll ever play. Like
Yeah, he's not afraid to like dial down the aggression and just camp and apply pressure in a different way.
Next
Number
up,
48.
one of the greatest players of all time, now in the middle of a top 100 list, Liquid Korean DJ, with pretty good placements in these majors. Didn't make it to Big House 4, so that obviously hurt him.
I think the 10-year-old alter ego is a very subtle little jab thrown in there.
Yeah, that's a little jab, just a little baby.
For people in the know, that's a nice little shout out.
Yep.
Not worth talking about, I think.
Right.
But what is worth talking about is the man, the myth, the legend, Silent Spectre.
Silent Spectre, the best.
Jumped up 3 whole placings, even though he's gone to like
4.
basically nothing. Yeah, well.
Yeah, I feel bad. I think Silent Spectre has been double eliminated by Falcos at the last 2 Evos. Like, super tough matchups for him, because I don't think his style works against Falco in 2014.
2014 is a tough year.
He lost to Lamb Chops and Shiz last year, and then 2 other Falcos, I think.
Sorry, Jeff. Next up, one of the coolest people to play as lame as possible. Zanguzen.
He's getting better at that, I think.
Getting better at being lame?
No, just like playing more flashy, more aggressive. Last I saw, he could actually like do technical stuff, shine out a shield, which apparently he couldn't do before, which is really funny. And if you look at his placings, they're pretty impressive considering
that's pretty good.
Pre-2014, you have to go back to like before Brawl to see any results from him, really. So this is like a good example of somebody who was around in the dinosaur age and came back very successfully. And he should just get better, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Zhang, I love you, dude. Next up, what is he even doing on this list? Kage, the Warrior, Benzakir.
he attended 2 tournaments in 2014, and one of them was a national Apex.
In
so
January. Barely counts as
he's
2014.
skirting the line of activity.
What's the
but,
second thing that he went to?
Yeah, get on my level in May.
And how did he do?
He did okay. I think he got either 5th or 7th in a tournament with 3 gods. So you can't expect.
No, that's pretty good.
Better than that. I think he got 5th. He got 5th. So
I was gonna say that's what I should have done. I should have just left the scene in like a 10-1 tournament per year. Then I get 45th.
You were pretty close to that already.
And then my write-up would say he got 5th at Genesis.
But okay, Bobby, but wait.
You're talking about Rom 2 in his write-up. What does mine say?
But
mine
that's
says
not
you're
fair.
washed
That's
up,
not
Scar.
fair. Kage, he beat Westball and SFAT at Apex, so those are very quality wins right there. He deserves his spot, I think, still.
Anyway. Next up, wait, but the money match between Kage and Biz is how are you going to hype up a Ganondorf where one's number 45 in the world and the other's like number 100?
Well, because according to Reddit, they would think it's the opposite, like flip. So
that's what I'm saying.
You have all the casuals who, think one guy's 45 and everybody else who knows that this guy's 45. So it all works out in the end.
I'm sure it'll be entertaining. I think Ganondorfs are a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, like the Reddit SSBM rank would be like number 1 Amsa, number 2 Bizarro Flame. number 3 Green Ranger, number 4 Gravy. That's the Reddit SSBM.
Dude, that's why Gravy got above me. I think you should switch me and Gravy. I don't think that Gravy. Anyway, next up,
you need to help out this guy.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dark Rain.
So I think up until maybe last year, Dark Rain kept up with the metagame somehow with like his Falcon subconscious really well. But I think this year, the movement starts to drop off. Like I don't know. So there's something that's dropping off. So I'm the biggest Dark Rain fan, but I think he's overrated here. It pains me to say it.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
What just happened in the world? I felt
stunning admission.
A disturbance.
A stunning admission.
In the Force.
Yes. Yep.
He's like a shooting guard that's like going on to like 37. He's like a step slower, can't jump as high. Like he's crafty, but like he can't keep up with like the young 25-year-olds.
And the moment I finally accepted that truth is when he got trunched 5-0 by Gatsu in that money match.
Okay, but I told you that was going to happen, right?
Did you? Okay, if you did, I ignored it and I was like, no.
I told you that there's no way the Dark Rain can beat Gatsu.
That's because you also got trunched by Gatsu.
I didn't get 5-0 trunched. I lost 3-1, and it was really. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Gatsu plays lame.
At the same tournament, Dark Rain.
Dude, thank you, Lime. Thank you at Lime J. Gatsu plays like a dork. Quoted for truth. QFT. When is the last time you saw that acronym?
Wow.
Quantum field theory.
That's right. Quoted for truth. Lame-o. Runs back and forth. I don't even want to talk about it. Next up, Weon X. Such a cool guy.
The first sentence in this description
go ahead.
is not accurate.
Oh, somebody done goofed.
Gosh.
Oh, maybe it was the same at some point.
Yeah, maybe Tafo put in some extra results and changed.
Tafo is the source of all evil.
Yes.
SSBM rank, guys.
Damn it.
Oh, the WNX is like still hella good. He has multiple wins over, Kirby Kaze, Rainex, Kage. I can't remember who he's beaten, in the States this year just because, that empty slate of national. So, but he's really good. We know that.
Next up. Another
alum.
legend, an alumni of Melee.
Alumni.
Prague. It's Cactuar. Still
Look
in
at that
Philadelphia,
face.
still holding it down for
Four
Philadelphia.
nationals. Like, this is somebody who's been off the radar. People think he's inactive.
Yeah.
Well, he
Yep.
went to 4 nationals. That's
Yep.
pretty damn good.
Why does it say one of the best players in Pennsylvania? Like, who is better than Cactus in Pennsylvania?
I'm gonna say Abate.
Abate's actually in Pittsburgh.
Yes, and this is supported by the fact that Abate has a winning record versus Cactuar and has played better at nationals.
Did anybody watch me versus Abate at Big House?
No, I told you get trunched.
Do you know how close it was? Sheridan watched it. Sheridan, tell him how close it was.
Never mind.
I don't remember.
It was. I don't even want to talk about it.
I'm sorry, Bobby.
Next up, one of my favorite players, a Falcon player who does the anti-Gatsu. Lord, congratulations, number 41 on the list. I think you're amazing.
Yeah, this is how
I
good
think he's
Lord
amazing
is.
too.
Originally, his blurb was a little on the plain side, and a Reddit user was like, "Lord is too cool for this. Somebody please edit his blurb and make it better." And I spiced up the blurb, and they're like, "Yeah, okay, I'm okay
Thanks,
with
Joel
it."
Guy. Thank you very much, Joel Guy.
Like, Lord is too cool, man. He needs like some better blurbs with Falcon punches mentioned in it.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Next up, number 40, the man who got 9th at the Big House 4, one of the 3 stooges of the Midwest, Kalamazoo. Dude, I love Kalamazoo.
The recency bias is definitely strong with this one, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But he did have some amazing wins at Big House, so if you just, kind of look at that in a vacuum, definitely, justifiable ranking.
Wait, was there a sub? Nobody told me there was a sub? Dunskies! Welcome to the family, my man. Welcome to the family. Dunk. What's my usual? It's me, Prague. MIOM, Progasm, People's Champ, and then the knee. I think that's it. This is my... Everybody, welcome Dunskies to the family.
Here we go.
Dunk. Enjoy your thumbs up emote. Enjoy your Prague emote. Enjoy your knee emote. Everybody in the chat, please give Dunk a warm welcome. What were we just talking about? Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo is amazing.
I think it'll be interesting to compare this to Soft, who might have kind of similar, like had a reverse thing where his big tournament was at the beginning of the year.
January. Yeah, that's very true. It's kind of a natural effect of, you can't really avoid it. No matter what you say to the voters, like, oh, treat these tournaments, the same. Mm-hmm. Everybody's, it's going to be fresh off people's minds.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was typing.
It's okay.
Kzu, you're awesome. Next up, the legend himself. He's just legendary, right?
I suppose.
DJ Hendrik Pilar Nintendo. DJ Nintendo started as, well, when I first met him, he was like a super ultra lame Mario player. And then like played Bowser a bunch. And then I went over his house to practice with him and he literally played every character. He played Fox, he had like this weird Falcon. And they were all the same as his Mario. They were all super slow and just like, he's got amazing tech skill, but at the same time plays super slow. It's really funny. That's DJ Nintendo.
But pretty solid placings at all these nationals. Can't really argue with it.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing with anything.
But Tavakins claims that who is his best win based on these rankings?
If you go strictly by it, I don't really know. Like, I just know that he's being Korean DJ. I guess arguably it'd probably be the Moon.
Yeah.
Who got 30th, but I don't. Unless somebody.
But that's like, you play with your crewmate all the time. You're gonna take some game, just
Yeah.
Regardless of what the skill gap is, almost.
Like I wish. I wish he
Why are
would
you doing this to
stop
me?
going Bowser. Like he went Bowser against Pew Pew at Apex. Like I
Or
almost feel
Scrublord.
like it's like a subtle pre-John, like to like do that. Like
Yeah.
I played my Bowser, and like you get no accountability if you lose. It's because you played.
But at a national, when you only get those 2 losses at Apex, I'm okay with it because that means he actually thinks he can win with Bowser. He's not going to throw away half of his.
No, I think he might. I think it's okay. I mean, I don't know the man like that, but sometimes people believe that they're going to lose, and then they create.
I guess.
It's like it's exactly what Tavakins is saying. Is so they don't,
Okay,
they
I
don't have
see.
to know that they lost while playing their best, because
Right.
that's harder to deal with. That's harder to internalize. Not saying that that's what's going on, but that's what Tavakins is saying.
Hey,
Okay.
fellas.
Yo,
God.
yo.
Are you in the back
Yo.
of a vehicle right now?
No, unfortunately not. Actually, the car is a 2-hour delay, so I'm taking the subway home, but I have to make one quick stop at the office. Figured for that amount of time, may as well hop on the show, right?
And you know what? You came just in time for the 4 lamest players in the universe.
Wow.
Duck,
Wow.
you are so... God. I don't want to
Who,
talk about
Duck?
it, dude.
Wow.
Such a boring style.
That's
It's
what
effective,
happens.
man.
That's what someone says when they get double eliminated by Samus at Super Sweet.
What a boring style. What a boring player.
Wow. I
Congrats,
sense
Doug.
some. I sense some hostility in the chat about this.
Oh, I'm not hostile.
I mean, I don't know, Scar. You're kind of sounding like the apostle of the hostile gospel right now.
I've never heard that.
I'm telling just the truth. That's boring.
That
So lame
trend
everybody out to get 38th in the world. Fine, Duck.
so that trend is looking good though. From 129th to 45th to 33rd
Yeah.
to 25th. That
Gets
things
lame
are on
in
the up.
tournament.
Yes, and wait a minute, we got to mention this. Duck took 2 games off M2K at the Toronto tournament.
That's pretty
That's
awesome.
true.
That's like, to me, that's the accomplishment for any Samus main this year. I don't care if Plup beat Hacks. Taking 2 games off M2K Sheik. That,
Wow.
oh my, I just can't talk enough about that.
Yeah,
Of course,
I
he's
mean,
from the Midwest.
He has
have
wins
to
over
talk about
Kirby
it.
Kaze.
Yeah, and he has
Does
multiple
he just know
wins.
that matchup or what?
Multiple wins over Kirby Kaze. He used to have a big Sheik problem, and I think he went into the lab and did some serious soul searching about that matchup. It's definitely paid off.
Well,
he lost
sometimes
to
it's what you
Curb.
do.
He lost a Game & Watch, dude.
He does have a tendency to lose to some low tiers sometimes. He lost to Green Ranger and Curb this year. We'll see.
Well, I mean, if we're talking Curb also beat the Moon this year in a set too. So.
That's true. That's true. Maybe Curb's just amazing. He should have
Curb
been
actually,
maybe
Curb actually is amazing.
one of the
He is.
snubs we talked about. We probably should have been Curb, right?
Curb's amazing. Next up, another lame-o, Hugs. Hugs, I know you think your style is exciting as well, but it's just not true, man.
Wow.
Congratulations on all your amazing placements. You are truly a legend in the Melee community, but I don't want to watch your set, dude.
Yeah, Hugs is one of my favorite players to play against at friendlies. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe
I don't think I've ever played friendlies with Hugs.
I'm just weird.
I don't think I have either.
I just like playing against like the Samuses because they have different play styles. It's so like the mix-ups are so weird to deal with.
Wait, don't you play with Duck a bunch?
Well, no, not anymore. But I just think
But
Sam's
you
one of the
used to,
characters. Yeah, I used to. But like the mix-ups and the decision-making trees are really interesting to me.
Yeah, I just think your tolerance for lame Samus is so high. Like Hugs is real fun to play against. What were you gonna say, Prague? I cut you off like 30 times.
Nah, don't even worry about it. I was just gonna put Hugs on blast.
Thanks, man. Hugs, Hugo, I love you. I love you, dude. Next up, stupid Falco Master gets one all the time.
Which one? There's like 800 of them.
Larry Blur.
Dude,
Larry, I down-aired you at 10% after you outplayed me the whole game, Lur.
I can't play against this person.
Did you
Whatever.
beat him at
it's
SoCal
just-
Regionals? Is that what happened?
I
Me?
lost to him at SoCal
Yeah.
Regionals.
No, I played him at pound 4 and
Oh.
at like the first tournament that I was in West Coast for R3. We don't talk about R3, but we will talk about pound 4. And I can't talk about that set either. I basically I used my skill and my intelligence to outplay him, and he back throw down aired me at 10%, and gets to advance in the bracket for it. Congratulations, Larry.
What tournament was that?
Pound 4, I think.
Okay. So at I think it was R3, I had him last game, last stock, and I up threw him, and I just missed my down B, and that was game.
Oh.
Yep.
And Larry got to advance in the bracket.
So weird saying Jigglypuff down B. I had to think, like, what is that move?
Well, because I was just making you think about like the execution.
Okay, yeah.
That
So,
I had
I
to
think
do.
Larry is. You're right. He's the ultimate Falco Master because you watch him. He just does like basic stuff, but yet he gets like top 32 at every national. It seems like.
Oh my God, Falco Master came at me at MLG.
Dude,
I don't remember the last time I was 4-stocked by a Falco.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
Ouch.
Wait,
Every time I talk to Larry, I tell him that I think he's amazing. I think he's earned his spot. 87 was like, even last year. I mean, Larry's always been so good. So
87's a sham. He should have been like. Way
yeah,
higher.
exactly.
This is more accurate.
Next up, the Prince of Lameness himself. He literally created lameness in a lab and spread it throughout the universe.
Yeah,
Dude,
just a minute.
I keep
Your
thinking
Smash
back-
4 original champion.
Yes, this is what I keep thinking too. Like, it's so funny because I go back and rewatch that. If you on the commentary, I think Zero got tipped off to the time thing. It's like,
Yeah.
wait a minute,
Yeah.
isn't a
Yes.
normal Smash tournament? Whoever wins, like, you play sudden death and you have a chance to
Yeah.
win. And then you could see like Zero, like the light bulb went over his character's
I'm
head.
so sad about that, by the way.
Dude, me,
That is
all
one
the
of my
NorCal people I was
greatest-
sitting with, we thought the exact same thing when we were watching it.
I was like, oh no, Bobby just like gave.
Here's the question that I have for everybody, though. Like, when you guys were watching, did you realize that that was the case? Or, like, were you thinking that?
I
Were you
I did
thinking,
not
like,
remember
oh,
that.
Hungrybox is about to win?
Thought went through my mind. I don't know what happens if it times out, if they're gonna go like actual community rules, or I was like, you know what, they're probably just gonna do sudden death just because of the hype.
Yeah.
And that was I guess that's
Yeah. So, yeah, congratulations. I'll take the assist for champion of the world in Super Smash Bros. 4.
that seems like a very Pokemon-esque way to win. Like where Ash like discovers something because like Misty told him something in the background, and he goes, "Oh, hit the horn."
yep.
Anyway,
Congrats,
But hey.
Zero.
You
Not
know,
on the list last
he-
year, number 35.
You know, it's kind of weird with Zero because, a lot of us just think of Zero as this, he got his namesake in Brawl, and, he dominated that scene. But, apparently he played Melee before that, and then when Brawl was, at its heyday, he was dominant in that. But, he's a talented guy, certainly has done his homework, but, congrats.
yeah.
I just,
Go ahead.
oh no, I think it's, it's kind of interesting watching how players kind of move with all these Smash titles, what are some players doing in regards to Melee, in regards to Brawl, Smash 4, PM, so on and so forth. So, I think Zero actually did not enter Melee this year at Apex. So maybe, maybe
He
this
also-
was his one shot.
He didn't enter Melee at Big House too because he wanted to focus on PM.
Word. All right, I'm probably going to hang up now because I am officially on the streets of New York City.
Hey, Prague, what do you
What's
think
up?
about PR ROG at Capcom Cup?
Dude, you have to map those 3 buttons. You have to pay attention during your button check, Rog.
Oh,
Is
I
that
don't
what
want to talk
happened?
about that. I don't even want
Is
to talk
that
about
what
that.
happened?
Yeah.
And
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
You know-
he had like a free punish and he just didn't. He hit the button for Ultra and like that button didn't do anything.
ouch.
Brutal.
Wow.
But,
Love
I
you,
mean,
Prague.
You know, Eduardo's that dude. He beats me in rock paper scissors consistently, as does everyone in EG. Shouts to K-Brad at NLBC 100. But yeah, you know, Capcom Cup was really dope, and you know, I hope that the Smash community has been taking notes because I certainly have some ideas.
Ballin.
All right, I'm gonna try and avoid some tourists and whatnot, but in case I don't make it onto the show, all of you guys, happy holidays. See you guys in 2015.
Happy holidays, Prague.
Yeah, it is Prague. We love you.
Sheridan, I hate you.
No, you don't.
Stupid. Your long flowing hair. Nah, get rid of that.
Never.
Later, dude.
Do you know how much hair you have and how much hair I don't have, Sheridan?
Do you want some?
Sure. I can weave that in. Don't worry about it.
All right, I'll donate some to you next time I get a haircut.
MIOM supports Locks of Love.
Peace
All right,
out.
later, gang.
Peace.
Next up, the Luigi Master, the reincarnated. What's that guy's name?
Commaster?
Commaster reincarnate. Abate.
Dude,
His last name's Abate. Stephen Abate.
Yeah.
Abate.
Last name's Abate. I guess it's yeah. It's
It's
like
not
a Pittsburgh, Ohio thing. We had Abate, Caro, Sweet, Taki. They just go with their names. No creativity. All their creativity like got transferred over to being loud and trash talking. No, okay. So Abate, controversial opinion incoming. I think he's underrated at 34. This guy's so good.
I think that's definitely debatable.
Debatable because you think
Debatable because number 89 should have had a free win versus this fool.
you think you should have beaten him, but maybe that was part of his plan.
No.
To have a close
Because
set,
I know myself, right? I don't want to talk about it.
fire himself up.
I just want you to know that I know myself. Man.
I believe you, Bobby.
Abate's hella good. Abate's hella good. Next up, Blade Wise. I hate Peach players. Peach is a lame
Turns up
character.
Teddy.
Teddy's real good at the game. I got nothing else to say.
Real good. Yeah.
Yep, solid year.
Next up, why is he is he really that good? 30, 32? Maybe he is. The man who actually invented Ice Climbers, Chudat. Signed by Mortality Esports. Prominently featured in the documentary.
Yeah, he's still hella good.
Really good placings except for a mysterious Big House 4 513th.
We should replace that with second place at the GameStop tournament. Yeah. I mean, dude, that's still hella good. I have no problem with that ranking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He might be kind of salty that he got outranked by Nintendo. Dude. I don't know if Chudat is that salty type
That's
of
a tough call.
looking at these rankings. He definitely.
I'm actually I'm a big fan of Nintendo, dude.
I think Nintendo
I like to
earned
say
it.
that. Yeah, I like to say that he sucks and that he just wobbles. But
His results this year, yeah.
Teespring, how did Teespring what? Who is Teespring? Teespring, are you a real person? Teespring, welcome to the family. Height.
Okay.
Thank you so much for subscribing to Melee on Me. That money goes straight into Tavikin's pocket, which he redistributes to the rest of the world.
Indeed.
I
As
like
he
Robin
sees
Hood.
fit.
I have to type in all the stuff. Somebody else
All right.
tell me who's next.
Eddie Mexico.
He's good.
The nicest guy you will ever meet. You know how sometimes you play somebody in tournament and then they just start talking to you about the match for a couple minutes and you don't want to hear it. You're just like, yeah, whatever. I've never had a bad time talking to this man. I love talking to this guy. He will talk to me after he beats me. He will talk to me about the Luigi Puff matchup with a smile on his face.
Yes. in my limited experience at Kings of Cali when I played Eddie in friendlies, like one of the nicest stand-up dudes in the entire community. Like he will just talk. He's so enthusiastic.
You're so good. You're so good.
Dude, my favorite is like when he got that misfire on West Balls, and afterwards he just looked over at West Balls and like was still like joking around with him, and West Balls like get out of my face. Stop.
Can I tell you the worst moment where somebody like after I lost, like the person who made me feel worst and who I wanted.
I've heard about this. Is it Toph?
It is Toph. It is Toph.
The original Scar and Toph feud, like the origins.
Dude, it was Scar versus Toph at Northwest Manifest.
Oh.
And I bopped that fool in pools. That was like the quickest pool set that has ever happened. And just in tournament, it was like 3 out of 5, and I don't know what happened. I fell apart. And he like, after he won, he like got up and gave me a hug, and I was like, Toph, let go of me right now.
That's a bad move. That is a bad move. No
Toph,
hugs.
let go of me right now.
I definitely disapprove of the unwarranted hug after.
I was so mad.
The loser should initiate the hug if there is going to be one.
Yep.
Get that as
Stick to the handshake or fist bump. Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right, so coming up are 10 players who we all know very well. Well, 5 players who we all know very well. We're going to go through them right quick. Number 30, The Moon. Amazing human being. Great Marth. Says a lot of funny stuff.
Yes.
Any other thoughts on The Moon?
I think he has the right mindset for improvement. Doesn't complain about characters. Just says, I've got to get better. So
yeah.
I love his attitude about like gameplay and Marth. He's one of the Marth theory crafters. I really like his attitude.
Totally agree. Next up, been making tons of waves, has been good for quite a while. COG Gaming's Wizrobe.
Yo, this guy's like.
Don't come up.
This guy's like a 5-tool player, as they say in the MLB in baseball, because like, he plays every Smash game, I'm pretty sure, and he's really good at every Smash game. I think he was in the top 6 in Apex Smash 64, and I think he won PM at Zenith last year, or some big East Coast tournament. And now he's doing amazing in Melee. No surprise.
However, don't ever look into Wizrobe's eyes.
Why not?
He's just got weird eyes, man.
Okay.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, then maybe you should look into his eyes. But
I will.
got weird eyes. He looks into your soul. I don't know what it is about Wizzy. Next up, Kelly Smith, who made a huge top 8 finish at Big House 4.
This picture is amazing.
This is definitely this is Kelly's.
That picture is pretty good. For the caption, like, I got top 8 and Hungry Box didn't. That's the caption.
Yeah.
Shout out to somebody in the Facebook group said that. I thought it was really funny. Yeah. No, look at that improvement, 52 to 28 for like the longest time. He was stagnating at the national level, and like he's finally just kind of broken through and not having any dumb losses anymore at nationals.
Kels, I hope that you continue to play as well as you did at Big House. Congrats. Next up, Javi, someone who I know like nothing about outside of the fact that he did really well at Apex 2012, and I thought that he was overrated at that time, and I'm convinced that I was right.
I still don't think he deserves this, but whatever.
Dude, that Tabakins, like, that could be my blurb. Like, if I wrote the summary, it would be, I still don't think he deserves this, but ... whatever.
He has one data point this year, basically. He beat Swedish Delight, lost to S2J and Eddie Mexico. So
yeah,
he
those
could
are
be
like
anywhere from the teens to the 50s. We have no idea really.
But you say Eddie Mexico. Eddie Mexico placed lower than Javi. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I get that he's good, but you're putting him at the top. Like, this is 27 in the world.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Anyway,
Well, they're coming. I heard Hobby and Tuga are coming to Forte 2 this weekend.
Yes, they are.
That's
super
awesome.
exciting. It is super exciting. I'm gonna tune into the stream, and like I definitely want to catch some Javi and Twin matches.
I'm gonna watch Hobby lose to a random floaty.
I mean, dude, I hope that Flavi. I hope that Javi does amazing. I just don't think that. Yeah, we haven't had. We've only seen him a couple times, and like he hasn't knocked me out of my seat. Chillin', dude. How did you stay the same place?
One good national and
ninth place at Evo. Like that's insane.
That's pretty damn good. He beat Coble and Westballs. That's solid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He beat Coble twice.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds bad to say, but Coble definitely looks like he could get a lot better at that Fox Ditto, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The Dylan, he got 5-0'd at the Fox round robin.
Yes.
I mean,
Fox Dittos are pretty much Chillin's specialty, I would say, if he has one.
So
What was crazy though is at Apex he beat Silent Wolf and another Fox that was like really good.
Oh, okay.
So it's like really weird. I think it's just like Fox mains always say, "Oh, I was playing bad," or "He wasn't playing good." So it's like
Right.
high variance.
All right, now we're getting to the meat of the list. I feel like I'm going to start disagreeing more and more often, but aren't we all? Number 25, MacD.
I'm okay with it. Like, he's always been under the radar, placing high at nationals, beating a lot of great B tier, people between 10 and 30 on the SSBM rank. That area of players, he does very well against them.
And he just won a pretty big local in SoCal.
He did. He beat Fly, Lucky, and Westballs twice to take a SoCal local last week. That's extremely
sick. Next up, a man who has done amazing things this year, Nintendude. I feel like the people who placed above number 24, I'm going to be skeptical of because I think Nintendude is like that good.
Yep. I think Nintendo, he's earned the 24. Beat M2K in the funniest.
Yeah.
The funniest end to any set. Like.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Mewtwo King, the only person I know who, went 2 stocks and out on his last game in tournament. This is like a reappearance of 2010 M2K, who just rage quit and then go play Brawl at Nationals. He loses his first 2 stocks against Nintendude, unplugs the controller, and pieces out.
Next up, KK. Down from number 9 in the world to 23, has not come to a lot of things. Has he placed that well in 2014?
Keeping him in the top 25 is still hard. I think he's still kind of riding his legacy. But it's one of those things where he's the kind of person where that it's still inside him.
Yeah, like me.
Just kind of his mentality. Sure, Bobby.
Next up, someone else who made the person who made the biggest waves in any scene in any year.
Biggest jump on this list. Biggest jump of any previously ranked player.
Yeah.
Easily.
AMSA went from that Yoshi who might be good to the Yoshi.
Yes.
I don't know, man. Congratulations, AMSA. Like you definitely changed my mind about Yoshi, and I don't know. It was a fantastic year watching you play.
For sure.
Next up, this guy's real cool. Poor Zoo. Yep. He's super good. I mean, Zoo can beat anybody, in my opinion. I don't know that his placing kind of gives him like this spot, but I trust that the panelists looked at the data and put him in.
Very good wins. Very good wins. I think what's preventing him from being top 15 like he probably was 3-4 years ago is he still has occasional like really questionable losses. Like we got Animal.
He lost to Delphiki at
Delphiki. Got wobbled by Delphiki. Hanky Panky
there
at
was
Big
much
House.
wobbling.
Toph twice.
That's at a local though. I can forgive that.
Well, and one of them was a bracket reset, not a bracket. You know.
But no, Zoo's definitely back on the rise from like he was undisputed top 10, let's say in like 2010, 2011, undisputed top 10 in the world. Now he's getting back up there.
Next up, our good friend and teammate Melee It On Me's SFAT, Zach Cordoni. Down 10 places, but still top 25 in the world. Anybody who's watched SFAT play knows how good he is. So,
and I think this is a pretty accurate. This is pretty much right where he belongs, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like I can't see him above too many of the people that we've ranked above him, and vice versa for those below him.
Yeah.
But amazing job at Do You Fox with it.
yeah.
He overcame a lot of demons at that tournament. Like I don't think he had beaten Lucky before. Like usually doesn't PewPew get the better of him like in most sets from what so he did really well at that tournament for sure.
Next up,
Go ahead.
Ice from Germany. Don't know where this picture came from, but there it is.
You know, if he didn't have that set win on Leffen this year, I think he'd be way lower. But that set kind of showed everybody that okay, he's still at this level. He can do it. Just not enough data points to really be at the same place he was last year at 13.
Yeah.
Well, he's been Leffen multiple times, and he beat Shroomed too. So
Yeah.
Sheik, right? Or actually, I don't know. I don't remember.
Apex.
That's good. That's a good one.
Yeah. Next
up, someone who
Another great picture.
has, by saying so very little in his life, changed our community in such a profound way. Johnny Kim at S2J Falcon. Please follow him on Twitter.
Actual at S2J Falcon. Here he is.
S2J is the man who inspires me every morning. He just gets up, goes to tournaments, and picks Captain Falcon. It's tough.
He's that guy who you watch him play high-level spacies, and just like every time he gets a kill, it's like, how did he do it? I'm not sure how he got that opening. I'm not sure how he got that kill, and I wish I could do that. But no, I'm just gonna watch S2J. That's good enough.
He really is that dude, and I really like the comparison. The it's not a direct comparison, but the way that you feel about S2J is similar to the way that I feel about Isaiah.
Right.
And for me, it actually is. Like I think that's a really good comparison.
And it's cool to have someone like that who gives that impression today and is like super technical and at that level where he could be making huge runs at nationals.
Yeah. The only other Falcon who I respect on the same level as S2J right now is Dunsky's.
Yeah.
Dunsky's Falcon.
Just because of that subscription, though.
Dunsky's Falcon is next level. Next up, the guy who I had no faith in last year and who hurt his hand and who's apparently real good. Fiction. Fiction actually is super, super, super good.
Look at these placings,
ridiculously
though.
good.
7th, 13th, 13th, Apex MLG Evo. Boom! A win over M2K. 2 wins over M2K.
2 wins.
2 wins.
2 wins.
Can we talk about that? Why, like, I'm. This is my theory. Fiction, like, has played against M2K in many high-level brawl sets. Just kind of has his number. Is not afraid of him. His mental, game is exactly where it should be against him in melee. So he wins.
Yeah, Muty King sees past, or Fiction sees past Muty King's dash dance grab gimmicks.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Not afraid, dude. That's super respectable.
All right, next.
Next, the Samus with the best chart shots, IMO.
That's true.
This was
amazing ratio. Infamously shot hugs 5 times in one game with fully charged charge shots. It was I didn't know it was possible.
Look at these placings.
Nice shot, Hugo.
Yeah, these are amazing.
Get shot, Hugo. He
That's
got
what. Yeah.
That's the 3-0 in the salty suite.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, these placings are awesome. Went to all 5 nationals this year. All 5 majors, I guess I should call it.
Placings. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. 4 top 10 finishes.
You would think eventually, one of those, kind of B-tier foxes would just, snap that bracket run, but it just hasn't happened.
He's got that on lock. I think Hax is the only fox he's lost to besides, Cobble at, the occasional regional.
Fiction.
Oh, okay. Fiction took him out at Apex. That's true.
All right, so we're into the top 15. We're going to go through it again real quick, even though these are like the most amazing players in the world. Number 15, placing top 8 at Evo, Otto Silent Wolf Bizno at Silent Wolf 444 on Twitter, and you can follow him on Twitch too. He actually has a Twitch channel, Silent Wolf 444. This man knows branding. One of the best players to have a Twitch channel that no one follows. So
I didn't know you had a Twitch.
Yep, that's why.
All right.
Nobody knows. Silent Wolf's amazing.
I think he's been underrated for quite a while.
Underrated. There's too much attention given to his famous losses to Axe and Fly last year, but he's just an amazing player. Can't overlook that.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, I guess not the best place in NorCal person, but how about the next 2 are one of the most feared, is the best players in NorCal, the people who bring such power to the region, Dewan and Kevin Pew Pew Toy. Shroomed and Pew Pew.
Yes.
Shroomed had an amazing year. Like, you could just look at the placements speak for themselves. Really awesome.
I'm gonna say Fiction and Shroom should have been switched on this ranking.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Obviously Shroom was number 7 last year. He had amazing 2013. This year he still didn't have any bad placings, but you got to look at Fiction and Plup's resumes, I think. But that's minor complaint.
I'm surprised to see Kevin above him, to be honest.
Nah, I think. Strangely enough, Dewan is known for just kind of clutching it out against players that shouldn't beat him but look like they're about to, and then he just wins because he's shroomed. But he had a couple losses, I think at the Big House and Apex, that were, they weren't bad losses, but there were things that you wouldn't expect a top 15 player. I think he lost to Wizzy at Big House, and who else?
Oh, he lost to Leffen and Winners, so that's
Leffen and Winners, which was nearly a great comeback, but
he almost made that fourth.
It was an amazing set. Amazing set. All right, next up, the man himself really pulled it together at Big House 4 and showed us what he was made of. Lucky. What a guy. Amazing style. So much fun to watch him play. The up airs that he's been incorporating, I think, are super amazing. It's just really fun to watch Lucky play. He's having a good time.
He's like a mini Mango. He's just, I don't know how he gets some of his openings. At least some of the other foxes I can kind of follow along and be like, okay, I understand that. The thought process here. And Lucky he just goes to work, and the stocks he takes just disappear off the screen. That's how I feel.
Same with the ones that he loses.
the one against Plup at the end of the SSS. Where did that stock go?
Yeah.
Just
he is actually amazing at losing stocks. Let's talk about Fly, and I'm going to link in Twitter my absolute favorite match that Lucky's ever played. It's Lucky versus Hungrybox at Genesis 2 crew battles. It was. Do you guys not know what I'm talking about? I didn't hear anybody laugh, so I assume that you.
I don't remember that one.
I don't know.
He just gets rested 4 times and DI's off the stage every time. Because like you think about it, yeah. Because you think about it, and it's like, okay, you know, he's doing this. That's hella smart because you know you're gonna come back and get the punish. And then on the last stock, he did it. He did the exact same DI. He just went like, it was so funny.
Yeah, crew battle is different though because every stock really, you know, I don't know. I need to watch the match.
Well, I'm linking it in the chat. It's so please watch this. It is so funny.
So Fly definitely like of these 10 to 20, he's definitely one of the people who has like the super high ceiling. You know, he got 7th place at Evo, almost beat Dr. PP, took him down to the wire. But he also has a pretty low floor, as evident by his losses to Scar and Dr. Z at SoCal Regionals. Am I right?
Oh, that was embarrassing.
I just played amazing. That's the truth.
He lost to Libro too.
Yeah, no, like Fly, it seems like he loses to Def sometimes too. So I mean, he's one of the examples.
Larry is an enigma.
Yeah, Larry's amazing, but Fly's the best.
Super impressive to me that Larry can do it. But yeah, and then Fly, he comes out of nowhere sometimes. Gets first at the next episode, was it?
Yes.
Like bops everybody, and second at KOC behind M2K. So he's got the results. Like it definitely earned this placing.
Number 11 in the world, the original Sopo.
Indeed.
We're into the top 10. Let's start it off with the last place finisher in the Fox round robin, Cobalt.
Yo, just give him Fox brackets and he'll be number 50 on next year's ranking.
Dude, this page is sick. I literally have yet to look at something like this. This is so awesome.
Top 10.
Dude, this is definitely you got 3 pictures of the man. I don't know who in the chat is looking at this amazing picture. We've got a beautiful summary and notable wins, including Hungrybox of the Gods. And I assume that this is going down in terms of SSBM rank.
No, it's kind of like I tried, but then like I was in a rush. It was late.
It's all good.
No Johns.
I mean, it's super useful information because a lot of people are like, wait a minute, this guy went to 0 tournaments this year, but they're like, whoa, just because they didn't go to those 5 doesn't they don't have to win. Like, and Koval, multiple wins over Hungrybox and beating Axe and Plup and Silent Wolf too. Really good.
Anyway, this is an amazing write-up, Tafo, and congratulations to Cobalt, who has been so good for so long and, you know, still not only relevant, but a top 10 player in the world.
Yeah, good stuff.
Next up, the bad boy in the Melee scene. One of the best Falcos to ever play the game, Westballs. Up from number 23 last year to number 9 in the world.
Yep. I'm okay with this. Like he I think distinguished himself for the most amount of time between the SoCal Big 5 this year. Like they took turns being number 1, number 2, but I think he had the most stretches of dominance in there, and he had super good results at nationals too. So besides Apex, so you got to put him somewhere up here for sure.
Yeah. He had an era. Not many people have an era.
Notable wins against Mang Q. Not sure. Oh no, that's just a dot on my screen. I thought it was. Oh, that was embarrassing.
Noob.
Congratulations, Westballs.
Noob. You beat Mango.
Number 8. The man who switched from Captain Falcon, where we all lost hope, but was able to be even better as a Fox player. The bringer of 20XX, it is BG Bootcamp's Hacks. Hacks had a great year.
Good thing this ranking is coming out. You know, it was voted on in October and not March. If it was a March ranking, he would have been like not even top 30 because his Fox, he was losing to.
Yeah, they were
bopped by Ice, Soft, Abate, Daryl. He had a rough start to that Fox, but then like he definitely pulled it together, and he just basically places right outside the Gods range at recent nationals. So that's totally deserved at this point.
Yeah, look at these other notable placings.
Man. Crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
And Do You Foxwood, it was a huge tournament. I mean, the winner of that tournament, that was a big deal. So
yeah.
He's the Fox Ditto god as of this point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ran train through that whole tournament.
Yep. From all of us who didn't believe in you, Hacks, congratulations. Good, amazing 2014. And we'll see what happens in 2015. Next up, the man who I called number 6 through the whole year, the hero of all Pokemon everywhere, AZ's Axe. Team Mortality.
I think if you look at the body of work, 2014 as a whole, Axe at 7, definitely justified. He got 5th at EVO and MLG. You cannot overlook that.
Yeah.
That's literally, there are 5 gods, so there's maybe 6 gods with Leffen, and this guy's getting 5th at EVO and MLG. That's phenomenal.
Yep. Walgreens Drake, you're the man, dude. Hope to see a lot more of Axe. The top 6, a very contentious place to be. It has been decided.
So, I want to hear everybody's your personal opinion, your ranking. There's so much discussion. 5 versus 6. Would it be HBox? Would it be Leffen at 6? What do you guys think? Who should be 6 in your mind?
Who do I think should be 6?
Looking at the results, your perceived, the skill that you perceive.
Dude, so I haven't looked at the results. That's my problem. That's my thing. Like, if it were me, I would probably.
I put Leffen at 6 on mine.
I put Leffen at 6 just because Legacy. Looking at HBox, Legacy plays a part in it no matter what you think.
Yeah.
You can't look at 2014 in a vacuum. This isn't a ranking where we ignore everything that's ever happened and only look at 2014. That's not what the ranking is. It's considering, the history of data and now the most recent data, 2014, who do you think are the top 6 players right now? If they entered a national tomorrow, who would be the 6th best player in the world? I feel like that's still Leffen right now. Although I'm going to say, there's definitely a top 6 and then a barrier and then 7 and below. I think Leffen's much, much closer to 5th than he is to 7th.
Yeah.
And that's what the ratings express, too. If you look at the raw ratings, Axe and Hacks were a nail biter of 0.007, and it's a big jump to Leffen.
Yeah, yeah. So I think I'm okay with Leffen at 6. He's the undisputed number 6. There's no question about it. He's beaten multiple gods this year, so he had an amazing year.
I looked at my ballot. I gave Hungrybox the slight nod. Just kind of looking at it, the wins he had against Armada, they're good, but it was when Armada was coming back, and I didn't know how sustainable it was. And if you look at the second half of 2014, Armada is running train on Leffen.
And that's been his target for years.
Yep, that's true. So he knows him well. I also want to point out, I still feel at this point in time, HBox has a slight edge in terms of who's the threat to take this tournament outright. And to do that, you've got to beat Mango or Mewtwo King at a national.
So I mean, okay. So let's go through it real quick because we're actually just talking about all these players, right? So number 6 was Leffen. Leffen's had an amazing year, and I think the conversation we can have about Leffen versus Hungrybox, who's 6th, is just representative of how amazing Leffen has done.
Oh, for sure.
Next we have Hungrybox at number 5, and that means that we maintain all 5 gods as the top 5 players in 2014. So congratulations to all them. The rest of the players have gotten so much better. The competition has gotten so much stiffer, and life as a god in 2014 has been tough.
Much rougher, which is a great sign for the game. Excellent for the game, I think.
You know what's crazy though? If Hungrybox did not have that Evo run, Axe could have potentially had an argument to be ahead of Hungrybox.
Yeah, if Hungrybox got 5th at Evo, he's definitely number 6 on this year's list. I think. I think that's what happens.
I think he would have needed to place outside top 8 for me to give it to Leffen.
Really? Okay. The thing is, Hungry Box, he's done extremely well versus Mango and M2K this year. I know everybody's going to look at the 0-6 record versus Mango. Okay, honestly, if HBox went 1-6 versus Mango this year, I would have called that who Mango is in the Fox Puff matchup. And if you look at his performance versus Mango, the last 4 sets he's played versus Mango they've all gone to game 5. That's super impressive to me. And
almost counts nowadays. That's sick, dude. I almost beat a bait. I go to number 82.
I knew you'd say that. I take the performance, like the games taken. I think that matters. I take that into consideration for the body of work and the resume.
Yeah.
So like if he's a threat to win that set, then he's a threat to win the tournament, and I believe he should be rewarded with the benefit of the doubt when it comes to 5 versus 6 against Leffen. At this point in time.
Number 4, M2K. I mean, what more can be said? We'll talk more about M2K in like just a minute. And number 3, PPMD, and I really want to talk about that. So PP has been to nothing since Evo, and like this whole year has not been to much. I feel weird about him beat number 3.
I think it's fair just because he won.
Whether or not it's fair, I feel weird about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you look at his record versus the Big 6. He won 2 of the biggest 7 tournaments of the year, with multiple gods at those 2 tournaments. So it's hard to say he's below 3rd. I think if he attended a few more tournaments, we'd have the data points to see if he's maybe even 2nd versus Armada. But since Armada went to more and Mango went to more, they're kind of in the top 2 right now.
And look at that record against Mewtwo King.
He farms Mewtwo King. He farms Mewtwo Kings. Let's all.
He does farm Mewtwo Kings. That's really well put. That's
Marth versus in the Marth Sheik matchup on FD now. That's so impressive to me.
Dude, Armada farms Mewtwo King too.
That's true. Mango farms HBox. We can go. M2K farms Leffen. We can go down the list.
Can somebody create like a rock paper scissors chart between the 6 gods? Like,
I feel like you did.
See, there is one.
Yeah, everybody. If you haven't noticed, there's a 2014 wins loss versus the Big 6, which is Tafakince's like. I think it's a fair thing to call it the Big 6, which means to say that there's like these 6 players who are kind of like clumped together in terms of score, and outside of it, you'll see that there's a big drop off. So. This is really awesome to have right in front of us, the 2014 win-loss record. So anybody who wants to know at a glance how PP did versus Armada this year, you can find it out. They're 1-1.
Yeah.
In case you didn't look at it yet. So okay, and then what about Mewtwo King? He's had some questionable losses this year.
See, he's had questionable losses, but none of them have ever knocked him out of the tournament except Nintendo, and that was at a Tuesday local.
No.
I mean, just saying.
AMSA.
But that didn't knock him out of the tournament.
Oh, it didn't? Oh, you're right.
That was winner's bracket.
What knocked him out? Who knocked him out at Kings of Cali? Armada?
It was Armada in losers finals. What was I gonna say? Okay, look at his national placings. You can't argue against that. That's.
Oh yeah.
He shows up at nationals.
Yeah. Yeah, and do you fox with it? Like when he wasn't in grand finals, I was like, what happened to? I mean, that's kind of. I think I'm being heavily biased.
That is the big anomaly.
He almost went. He almost lost to West Balls at that too.
Right.
He almost got 17th and not 13th.
Yeah.
So we talk about like the worst placings in since how long ago? That's going to be his worst placing in how long ago for the next like 5 years, I think.
Yeah.
That it's just a weird anomaly. He got trunched.
So, are we going to talk about number 2 and number 1? I wonder if anybody's like,
I
reveal.
I accidentally kind of slipped earlier.
Nobody noticed.
It's completely Daniel's decision. He put in all this work. You just like take a moment, thank Daniel, and he should decide We do.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I designed.
Yo, let's do it.
So for the good
He was
people in the
paying
chat,
attention.
I'm sure that you have no idea what's about to happen. I'm sure you have no idea who the top 2 players are or in what order. However, we are going to reveal it to you first.
I don't think there will be too much debate. To say that.
Top Against has forgotten he has to look up his documents. He's number 1 and 2.
Yeah, he forgot. Wait, who's number 1 again? Is it Green Ranger?
It is Shoot.
Borb.
It's Borp, right? I forgot to write Borp's bio.
No, it's Kage. Shoot. Oh wait. Yeah, let's reveal it. Do you have the web link?
Ooh. Put me on.
Ooh. I can probably fabricate
Just
the link.
URL.
But I don't know if I'll be able to see it.
Manipulation.
Wait, have you always been able to do that?
Yep.
What the F? Everybody knows then.
No, but it's private until we publish it. So.
Yeah.
Oh, but since I'm an
So
admin
you're
or whatever,
logged in. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're an admin logged into WordPress, you get to see it.
Okay, so I get to see it. So then if I copy paste it in the chat, everybody can everyone see that?
Yeah, I just published it.
Oh.
Yo, that Armada banner.
Whoa, that's so
Yo.
sick. Where'd that come from? Nick,
Thanks.
Nick, let's get that on the screen.
Let's do it.
Wow. So Armada is number 2 in the world for 2014. Sorry, Armada. I'm sure you're not happy about that.
Right. I mean, knowing him, he's not happy about that, and that just speaks to like the quality of player he is. If he's not happy with the number 2 in the world, you know this guy's like this guy's a legend. You know, he's aiming for that top spot at any national. Doesn't matter who, Mango, M2K, PP, whatever. He wants first. He won't be happy without first at any national.
Yeah. Dude, the wins-loss percentage versus other gods is so cool to see.
Yeah.
It's like down to the wire. 64.
PPMD 64-3.
They're both 64-4-3.
And PP is also at 64. That's
wow, Mango has a worse record. What a scrub.
Well,
I wanted that percentage to be better.
I take PPs with a grain of salt just because of the sheer like lack of volume.
And let's just say Mango, 2 of those losses to Armada, I kind of want to say he just didn't show up to like there was an Ohio local the week before Big House, and it didn't even look like Mango. I don't know if you guys caught that tournament.
I did. It was real funny.
I don't want to contribute to this Johnning for Mango thing though. Like he still had an incredible winning percentage.
Yeah.
Dude, that Fox picture is really good.
That's amazing. That's perfect.
Come on. He's saying, "Come on." Yeah, Mango and Armada are your number 1 and number 2 in 2014. I'm sure Mango is very happy about probably not Armada, but Mango's probably very happy about being first for 2 straight years in a row. I don't think that he would have predicted that. You know, the believers did, but you know, it's different.
Indeed.
And it was unanimous if you look at the score.
Oh my god. The
Unanimous.
perfect 10. He actually had a year where you know.
Or one person didn't vote him 10 and Tafo tossed it because he.
Because that's right.
You get the one toss, right?
Actually,
outlier.
Last year it was like that. There was 1-9, I believe, that was given to Mango, but it ended up 10 because we tossed it out. This year, I'm looking at the ballots. Everything was a perfect 10.
Yeah. I mean, you got to look. He won 3 of the 4 biggest tournaments. Just that. No arguments.
Whew. What else is there to say? So someone on Twitter asked me, can we expand on Armada versus PPMD more? Is the only reason Armada is higher because of attendance? Thank you, Jordan, for your question. I think that like it's just that Armada has had a better year for sure. I don't know. You guys may be able to speak.
I have a few thoughts on this. If you look at Armada versus PP this year, it's actually a pretty close like PP definitely has an argument for second. He absolutely does. The thing is, PP, you have these data points. He has 14 sets versus the gods. He basically only went to 4 tournaments this year. Armada has over twice as much data. He's coming from Sweden, so we know that Armada can keep up. You know, he's 7-6 versus Mango. We know that after the first couple sets, he's sustained that success versus Mango. He's 7-6. To me, 7-6 versus Mango is way more impressive than 2-1 versus Mango, even though 2-1 is a better winning percentage. That doesn't really, you can't really say that better winning percentage is better here, because the more data you have, it means people are adapting. It's not like Mango's gonna stagnate and just let Armada adapt and, you know, farm the record. Mango's also adapting, so I think the fact that Armada is keeping up and doing so well through so many more tournaments, he absolutely has the benefit of the doubt. Like, I think he's undisputed number 2 over PP because of that.
That's the thing about what the Summer of Smash represented. You know, it was like all of the best players going head to head over and over and over. And so, yeah. I think talking about like the players adapting and like learning each other over time, over a number of sets, over a number of weeks and a number of months, like that was really cool to watch. And it's hard to have not seen PP be a part of that, really.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
Yeah. So Hugo made a really good point about that adaptation thing, because there were some people who were playing devil's advocate. They're saying, Hugo, because you live in SoCal, you have 10 times as many chances versus, you know, the S2Js and West Balls, so you're going to get a win eventually. But Hugo countered saying, you know, S2J and West Balls, these caliber of players, they're so good that they might be adapting to you harder than you adapt to them, and it might be even worse that you get more opportunities. So that's just, to me, looking at Armada and his record over such a huge amount of data points, that's just extremely impressive to me.
Yup.
Yeah.
Who was number 3 last year?
Mewtwo King.
Mewtwo King.
Okay,
Mewtwo King.
So year over year, Hungrybox stayed at 5th, PP and M2K switched.
Yeah.
And that was it for the highest level.
If we go back to last year, there was actually a huge debate of not the top 2, but more so the Mewtwo King PP Hungrybox tier. Like, you can argue and make a case for each one of them to be 3rd.
I think Mewtwo King started going on a tear like right as voting began, so that might have helped him grab the number 3 spot last year.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly when the voting was, but he definitely went on a tear the last few months of last year.
It was around Big House. That Big House 3, like shortly after that, and before ROM.
Right. So yeah. There you go.
That is your SSBMRank2014. So happy to have shared it with the fans and with our 2 new subs, Teespring and Dunk, and all the existing subs like Dingus Master, who's stuck with us through thick and thin, cheap fish, etc.
So I wanted to post a chart that.
Ooh, yeah.
Who was this? Was this?
Put it on. We got to put it on the screen, right?
Was this Hectohertz that made this?
No.
Was it Dan? Dan Salvato?
Damien.
Damien Jang. Yes.
Yeah.
Damien Jang.
Okay.
He's kind enough to, like, throughout every update, he's been, you know, updating this graphic, seeing where maybe some of the player tiers lie based on the points that people voted on.
Yeah. And
it's interesting.
Yeah, I really like this because you can see kind of the tiers of the players, like exactly what you were saying. Yeah. And the distance between the gods and the rest of the mere mortals.
So where's the inflection point? It's like number 35. At number 35, the skill gap gets way bigger.
That's interesting. I don't know. Yeah, who is that? I haven't
35.
Well, it's just to say that like that layer of players,
right?
Like once you get, it looks like it's maybe even.
I would say 20.
35 it starts going up, but yeah, once there's that one player who's at number 21, 2, 3, 4, 25.
20 is SFAT.
Yeah, 20? We're from 25
to
20, it's like a really steep curve, and then there's another group of players, but...
I say it jumps at 25.
That's really interesting that it happened to be right at 25.
Mm-hmm.
That's McCain. McCain and Chillin is that boundary.
Yep. So we have a big. It is. Oh, Leffen's the island. Like I think that's
Yeah.
super accurate. Like he's clearly at this point part of the top 6, but arguably number 6. But he's clearly way better than the 7, 8, 9.
Wait, but isn't that? Oh, is Mango not on the thing?
No, this is from 3. So 1 and 2 are not on here.
Oh.
Yeah. The most intense tier is the 7 and 8 tier. Hacks and Axe.
Yeah.
This is like the Falcon and Ices of the SSBM rank. They're
Yeah.
they're 7 and 8, and they're undisputed 7 and 8 in whatever order you want, but they're 7 and 8.
So, do you want to talk a little bit about Apex before we go? I kind of don't, but.
Well, I just want to shout out Sweet Prologue is a 2-day melee tournament that I am running. It's part of the Apex 2015 World Circuit. I don't think I talked about it before, but registration is up at umsmash.com. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be like just a 2-day, 100 to 200 people to be determined. That kind of turnout should be fun in the Midwest.
Dude, and these predictions for who's going to go, can we just briefly put the World Circuit
oh, yeah, that's the article I wrote.
Yeah. Please take a look at this if you're interested in the standings, and which we all should be, of 2015 Apex World Circuit update. So can we actually look at this thing, the predictions, the people who are very likely to make it in, etc.?
Yeah.
I think that's super interesting.
I looked at the current standings, right? And I looked at the upcoming tournaments. There's 6 Apex events coming up.
Can't Mango win a tournament and get a flight and stuff?
He could. Here's the thing. Winning a tournament gets you 500 points, free flight, hotel. It does not guarantee that you're going to be in the top 16 in points at the end. And there's no guarantee.
Even a first place finish doesn't guarantee you a spot in the upper bracket.
Does not inherently guarantee a spot like MLG did. So it's still down to the points. And I'm just looking at it. I don't think 500 is going to be enough at the end. Obviously, it depends a lot on who attends what tournaments. But it looks like 520 is the magic number. So
that's an interesting system. What do you guys think about that? I mean, I would like for the actual winners to be able to go, but I also like the idea that if Matt.Zeb or whatever won that didn't matter. It is nice that that alone won't get you into the upper bracket.
Right. Yeah. That's my biggest criticism of the system, and I understand the upside of it, which is that you want to encourage a lot more attendance at your smaller events.
Mm-hmm.
And hope to get more people to come out for those, to fight for those points. But then you end up with DizKid Boogie with 340 points. And we love our friend, our good NorCal friend Kyle. But he was getting, 9th at locals.
Yeah.
And it's a little for him to have 340 points for his results and Fly to have 320 when he is playing at DU Foxwit and SSS, which are extremely competitive tournaments. It's it's a little imbalanced.
But
there.
You know what?
You don't get quite the results you want out of it.
I mean, the Apex circuit right now, it blows the MLG circuit out of the water in terms of fairness. I think the West Coast, it was treated as it should be. I think 2 SSS circuit events.
I don't think that's
NorCal, Washington.
I don't think you should have 2 SoCal events.
That's questionable to me. It definitely jumped out as a weird.
I think that's extremely questionable.
But I don't think West Coast can complain that they only got 1 qualifier or whatever.
Oh no, I wouldn't complain about that at all. I would not. I wouldn't complain about that at all.
The weight of the skill in the regions, I think, is somewhat proportional to the number of circuit events in that region for all the regions. For me, I like the fact that winning doesn't automatically get somebody into the top 48 bracket. But on the other hand, it's really tough when somebody like Shippu wins the Japan qualifier, gets 500 points, and you can't reasonably expect him to fly out to another event
to get a free flight.
Exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
So the thing is, he's already getting the free flight for the 500. I think
that's the big prize.
Thing for him. The big
especially
individual
for a
prize.
Japan tournament.
I think he'll live with not automatically being in the top 16 in points.
I mean, and they're still going to use those points, so he's going to get a favorable seed regardless.
Yes. I just think the top 16 in points is definitely still really valuable. You skip automatically the top 48 bracket. That's huge. When we're talking about a potential 900-person turnout and an entire day one of pools in which you could run into hidden bosses, it is really nice to just skip straight to the top 48 bracket. You're not going to place worse than 33rd. You don't have to even play on day one in singles.
You know, that's so amazing because, no offense, I hope they fix this. Like, I hate day one pools at Apex. It just takes, like, I hate it so much because, like, I never know when I can go eat because it, like, runs so slowly. That, like, I end up just, like, worrying that I'm going to get DQ'd like SUJ or something.
That's the problem. Like, once the schedule isn't being followed, it's a complete toss-up, right? So we'll see.
So, as you know, I have to do Terrible Tuesday.
What?
Yeah, we're trying to beat the game today because the company shutdown's coming out. It's been a tough. I've had a rough couple weeks.
All right, Bobby.
But Ben SW is going to do it tonight. If you guys want to wrap up, and I'm going to go set that up, how's that sound? Or are we pretty much done?
Pretty much. One last quick comment. So I'm compiling.
Okay, you get that quick comment. I'm gonna go.
Okay, sounds good.
Right.
Last announcement from me is that if you didn't know already, and people here wanted me to announce it, there is a position open on the Twitch TV jobs page for a partnerships associate for the Super Smash Brothers community. So I just put the link in the chat. We're looking for somebody who can help grow Smash on Twitch. Smash is the entire community. Smash 4, Melee, Brawl, 64. And there's so many passionate people in Smash, so if you or anyone you know would like to apply, that's how you do it. That's all for me. And I will be back on stream very soon. And I love you all, and thank you so much to the Melee and All Me crew for these beautiful articles that we looked over. Thank you so much for our producer, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
I'm going to go now.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.